Tom DeLong claims there's a massive underground pyramid in Alaska, larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, potentially suppressing human consciousness. In 2021, on the Peer Pleasure podcast, DeLong claimed there's a huge underground pyramid beneath Alaska, bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, that might be suppressing the consciousness of human beings. He said the pyramid was near Valdez, Alaska, and had been studied for decades, and alleged that people from the Pentagon and defense contractors have been involved in researching it. And according to him, the pyramid was discovered after seismic activity revealed an anomaly in the area, possibly after a large earthquake in Valdez. DeLong claims that the pyramid might be suppressing consciousness based on what a Pentagon contact reportedly told him. He adds that some information about the pyramid has been intentionally hidden, including a news piece that was supposedly suppressed. He mentions hearing about this from people who were aware of the situation, some even speaking about it on their deathbeds, and he also refers to the involvement of organizations like Bell Labs or AT&T in the pyramid's discovery or study, but he's uncertain about the details. Finally, he stated that he has shared all he knows about the pyramid. If you've not yet heard of the Lost Pyramid of Alaska, it's understandable. News of the structure has not crept into the mainstream media, but if you type Alaska Pyramid into Bing's search engine, you'll find the fictional structure has attracted plenty of attention from alternative and fringe media. World's oldest pyramids found in Alaska shocks the scientific community, New Earth Media headlined in 2017. An underground pyramid giving out giant amounts of energy is being covered up by U.S. government, documentary revealed, Daily Star reported 2019. Traces of giant pyramid beneath Alaska discovered by journalists, Russia's state-owned Sputnik News disclosed before going on to claim that a nuclear blast that occurred in China nearly 30 years ago apparently led to a surprising discovery hundreds of kilometers away in Alaska, where U.S. government seismometers detected some peculiar geological anomalies, which in turn led a number of dedicated enthusiasts to pursue claims of a massive pyramid located far below the surface of the frozen peninsula. And they cited its source, the History Channel's Ancient Aliens TV, shown journalist Linda Moulton Howe, who was contacted by an ex-Navy worker who told her on condition of anonymity that his father, an engineer, was able to see the pyramid while he was working on a top-secret government project. All these things would be easy to spot in the wild and remote areas of Alaska. The story from Sputnik mentions a naval officer who supposedly said there was a large pyramid and that they would go down to the base of the huge pyramid using the elevators. However, building elevators that go hundreds of feet underground would be a major construction project. This would be something that small planes flying over the area could easily see. Small single-engine craft are as common in Alaska as cars are in the lower 48 states. Planes fly almost everywhere all the time. While Alaska has grown and fewer people now own planes, the state still has 6 times as many private pilots and 16 times more planes per capita than the rest of the U.S., according to the Alaska Department of Transportation. The wild, undeveloped land of the state makes it easier, not harder, for planes to spot large construction projects from above, but those who believe in the idea of a hidden pyramid or pyramids in Alaska don't see it that way. As writer Anthony Tyler said in the article for The Last American Vagabond, good parts of Alaska are totally uninhabited under their current climate conditions, and the government presence overall in the state is pretty overwhelming, with an Air Force and Army joint base nearly the size of Anchorage right outside of the city itself. He argued that it would be actually making sense for the government to hide secret facilities in such remote areas. Taylor writes, it would almost seem silly for the government to not utilize these tactical advantages. He then raises the question, why can't people see this from the sky? The answer, according to him, is because the pyramid is supposedly located underground, and even more surprisingly claims that it is said to be 4 times the size of Giza. Tyler even speculated on how the pyramid could have ended up hidden, saying that the ability for an earthquake to subsequently collapse a pyramid in a sort of catacomb underneath the Earth's surface would be theoretically possible if one took into account Charles Hapgood's Earth crust displacement theory. He admits, though, that even this is a wild and unlikely truth. Instead, the legend suggests that the pyramid is thousands of years old and was not built by humans. During a podcast with Daniel P. Carter of BBC Radio 1 Rock, DeLong disclosed that he has a secret official Pentagon document from UFO program that shows telekinesis is a real ability. He believes that telekinesis has been proven in the lab and that consciousness precedes matter, and once we discover that, life is going to get very interesting. He suggests that we have the ability to heal ourselves and create new types of sciences and engineering tweets. He also believes that telepathy is going to be part of it, and that they have found an area in the brain that they believe is where telepathy happens. He thinks that once people accept all of the stuff that they've been talking about, it's going to change the world. And below the transcript with the conversation with Carter, I always tell people there's a really cool document that I have that was part of the UFO program, where they are studying a kid in China who can move objects with his mind. He's around 10 years old, so they wanted to figure out how that's possible, and they recreated it in the lab. I have the whole Department of Defense document, and it goes through. It says that we're able to put a piece of paper in a glass jar, screw the lid on it, and move the paper through the lid, and then 6 feet across the floor, all with their mind. 100 people can do this, only 10 have mastered it, and it was just wild. So telekinesis has been proven in the lab, but no one knows about it. I'm like, to be able to move things with that force, like Star Wars, is a big deal. It sounds ridiculous, and that's why, and within the current paradigm, it sounds ridiculous. I'm sure, or you won't remember, but we had a conversation at the Reading Festival many years ago, where I think I probably came across as a total maniac, even to someone as open-minded as yourself. But I was talking about reading a bunch of different things, which means nothing, but I was looking at different realms of consciousness because that's the basis of everything I believe. Now, once we discover that mind over matter, not the other way around, we will have the ability to heal ourselves, create new types of sciences and engineering, and become a civilization where telepathy is part of it. So that's the thing. People do think it's ridiculous, but not the people who have an open enough mind to research and jump in. Now, moreover, as in January 2022, Thrasher magazine issued DeLong was asked, why would you say UFOs are driven by aliens, or do you think it's more like a drone? He replied, I don't think. He suggests that it's important to note that while studying UFOs, you must be aware of the fact that they could be remotely controlled and may have occupants. I think the bigger misconception is that they are coming from other planets. Evidence does not really support that. The evidence supports that it's dimensional and that it's parallel timelines that exist with frequency. It's really complicated, different, and interesting. But once you understand that, you have no way out of re-examining the religious world and wondering what the Star of Bethlehem really was, DeLong explained. The Star of Bethlehem was really an angel. That's what's written in the Bible, and that's what I believe as well. This is by Vicky Verma on Hows and Whys. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.